Good morning, it's Sandra here from the WLA, and what a glorious morning it is. Very cold, mind, but beautiful blue sky, which I just love this time of year. Today I want to talk to you about cultivating presence, and it's not the type of presence, I was going to say executive presence, it's not the type of presence that is around your brand and how you align to that. That will be the subject of a different video. This is about how you become far more present every day. And when I was over with the Joe Dispenza retreat event a couple of weeks ago in Switzerland, which was incredible, he talked a lot about the mind and the body, and that was what we focused a lot of our attention on. And he reminded me of how many thoughts we have every day, and you'll have heard the statistics, 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day. 80 to 90% of them are repeated every single day, and it's true, isn't it? You think about the minute you wake up, what's your first thing you do when you wake up? For a lot of people, my guess would be picking up your phone, checking what you've got coming up that day, or checking your social media, or having a look at what messages you've received, or looking at something you might want to purchase in the future, or whatever is, or the news might be another thing. And then you probably get out of bed and you maybe make a cup of tea, coffee, go and have a shower, have your breakfast, and you have a little routine every day, don't you? Then you get yourself into your meetings, and you'll have a series of meetings, Zoom calls, team calls, in-person calls. You'll go and have your lunch, you'll come home, you'll wrap up with the kids, and then watch some TV maybe, and start the day all over again. Now, that I think happens to a lot of us every day during the week, and perhaps your weekend routine is a little different. But what we're doing all the time is we're living the same life out every day, and we're living it out based upon the problems we've got to solve, based upon what we think is important, and we don't take that time to connect within. And I was blown away by the research that Joe Dispenza continues to do about the heart-mind connection, about healing. Incredible, actually, in terms of the healing that is happening, but much more than that, about how people can get clarity and direction. I was talking to someone yesterday, and who's awesome, and was talking about what's the next phase of her journey, and how difficult it is to decide what it is you want to do. And I hear this again and again and again, and I do believe it's because we sit so very much in the past. So we're looking at the world through the eyes of the person that we've become based upon past experiences. So based upon the people in our life, based upon all those external stimuli, based upon our inner programming, based upon the things that we've shut down because they've been too painful to observe, based upon the shoulds and coulds and perhaps and not me, and the doubts and the fears and all of that stuff. And we kind of push it out of our mind so that we can get on and exist every day. And similarly, this was quite an interesting concept that Joe was talking about. Our future is our known future. And if you take the example of your everyday routine, that's the mind giving you a known future. It wants to predict and wants to know what it is that you want to do. And the body follows suit. So if the mind says it's time for a shower, off the body goes for a shower. Or if the mind wants to, mind is saying we've got all these calls coming on, then of course the body will engage in that activity. So the mind and the body are very, very aligned. And sometimes when we use our mind to create a different future and sort of use that force of will and what is it that I really want, the body's kind of caught in the past still. It's still responding to the same chemical programming it's had for a very long time. So the idea is to cultivate presence. So it's about, how do you sit in mindfulness? How do you become connected to that source within? Because we can only change the environment and the life we have by accessing a different part of our psyche. So many of us try and think about it using our brain, and we get the pen and paper out and the Post-its out, and I've done this many times, and it helps. And you may go on retreats to relax the body, so go and have yourself a massage, or go and do exercise, so your body's pumping different chemicals around it to get you in a different state. But what Joe teaches and what I've been practicing and I believe strongly in is the ability to go within, that deep need to close the mind off, to literally shut all of that that goes on all the time. And it's not easy to do, I tell you. It's really not easy to do, because that mind is reminding you of what you've got coming up, or the problems you've got to solve, or hang-ups about things that have happened to you during the week. And it's about how do you really shut that off, using breath and using presence to get within. And when you get into that zone, even if it could be a few seconds to begin with, it could be a few minutes, the more you practice, the longer you'll experience. But you'll get into this extraordinary state where it's like a knowing that anything is possible. And it's about rewiring your mind and your body to focus on the present. And it's about being as present as you can be throughout the day. So turning off that noise and noticing the noise, and being very clear about your intention to your body and mind that you want to be experiencing life as it happens, not worrying about a future you can't control, or being stuck in the past over stuff you will not let go of or forgive other people for, or move through and move to a different area. So I guess that's what I want to talk to you about today, was about how can you start that practice. And my encouragement will be to do meditative practice. Many people I know use the Calm app, and there's another one that's gone up my head. There's two, isn't there? I often will go onto YouTube and there's millions of meditations on there. So pick the voice, pick the tone, pick the topic that will most help you, or just listen to a lovely piece of music where you can really access within and give yourself space, and don't beat yourself up, because it's hard for everybody when we start it out. But if you can cultivate this presence, you'll notice your life will start to change in extraordinary ways. And that's my biggest wish for you. So enjoy your day, have a wonderful weekend, take care.